Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
Your beer is uncracked.
That's the sound of America right there.
Okay, so that's how you want to start this. All right.
Yeah.
I was going to say that and then do an intro, but yeah, why not?
Fireworks and freedom, baby.
Happy 4th of America, baby.
Hey, do you know why America doesn't knock?
I don't want to know where you're going with this.
Because freedom rings, damn it. Woo!
I hated that. I hated
You
that
love
so
every
much.
second of it.
Oh, that was hard on my ears and my soul.
Oh, but not on your patriotism at all. It's going to be a star-spangled fest of awesomeness.
God. Immediately with the
You can censor me, but I still got First Amendment rights. Yeah.
Yeah.
America that,
Yeah.
bitch.
God, so much editing already. Less than a minute. Less than a minute in.
Hey, listen. Freedom is forever.
Okay, now that my spirit's been crushed.
Good. So
Welcome to our Star-Spangled Week of America.
yeah.
Uh,
Are you gonna have a problem when I bring the live bald eagle down to the basement here to screech?
I almost hit an owl last night.
Why?
I didn't mean to.
What was your car doing in a tree?
This is legit. I'm driving home last night.
Yeah.
And speaking of America, there was an owl sitting in the fireworks parking lot. Like, that's weird. And as I'm driving by, the owl takes off right in
Which
front of my
fireworks
car.
place? And the one in Manchester or the one in
Manchester.
Monmouth? Okay. Well, they usually has the giant gorilla, the
Yeah.
inflatable gorilla. Yeah, okay.
But I'm like, that's weird. There's an owl there. And then as I'm driving by, he takes off, and I do this like massive swerve around an owl to not murder it.
The owl isn't really an American symbol.
I don't know. I thought Big Bird. I have a Big Bird related story. My
Okay,
car is
yeah.
fine. The owl supposedly lives to tell another day. I don't know what happened to him
Oh,
afterwards.
what is he gonna tell that day? Screw you, day. I almost got hit by a car last night, but I survived.
By a Ford Fiesta.
Speaking of America, I was in the Cumberland Farms today,
A Cumbies, if you will.
the Cumbies, and this gentleman comes in the door and like falls over, just fall and takes out the rack of sunglasses.
How drunk was he?
Oh, he was very drunk.
All right.
He was very
I feel safe on our roads.
he was star spangled hammered, if you know what I mean.
I've never heard that term, but you should patent that.
I stole it from somebody. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Uh,
That must be why it's funny.
oh, thank you. But he then proceeds to pay for gasoline, to which the attendant's like, "You're not driving." He goes, "Oh, hell no, I got my buddy for that." He then holds himself up on the hot dog machine. I'm pretty sure he was about to burn himself. So he then stumbles out, and you see him in the gas pumping area. His buddy's wearing flannel bed pants, a tank top, not wearing shoes while pumping gas with a truck full of stuff.
I'm wearing a tank top with the California flag.
Yeah, but you're not wearing flannel bed pants and you're not barefoot at the Cumberland Farms pumping gas while your buddy's hanging off the side of the truck, just drunk off his tail.
Jeez.
The guy took out the sunglasses rack.
Thankfully, don't have to deal with that a lot.
What, being that drunk or
No, with people coming into the store.
being in public?
I was more saying as, a proprietor, I don't have a lot of drunk people come in, which is handy. It happens a little bit, but not a ton.
What's your favorite part about America, like the 4th of July?
I don't know. It seems to be fairly nonpartisan.
Okay. I like the... I like the-
I don't know. I'm sure it happens, but at least from my perspective, I don't see a lot of people being like, yeah, screw the other side on the day itself. It's
no, I do
kinda
enjoy...
nice.
I enjoy kind of like the barbecue and the... And,
let's just stay off Twitter and we'll be fine.
Yeah, the barbecue. I love fireworks. I'm all about the fireworks.
Yeah. I know you want to go to them. I'm aware.
Yes, we're going to fireworks. This is the thing. We're gonna grill up some pizza. I'm a little lukewarm on grilling pizza for the 4th of July. I was thinking like hamburgers, hot dogs,
We're gonna try
chicken,
something
all
different.
America.
We're getting something a little bit different.
All right.
Who doesn't like pizza?
Oh, I love pizza. Don't get me wrong.
Who doesn't like some
Pizza's-
smoke-fired pizza? We're going to try something a little bit different on the grill
all
this
right,
time.
I'm excited for. I'm not saying I'm not excited to try it. I was just looking forward to some American hamburgers and hot dogs. That's all.
We can You can do that anytime. This
That's
is
a good point,
This
yeah.
is a different thing. We're trying something new.
I'm gonna tie it
we're
in.
gonna-
I'm gonna take and go the Apollo Creed route. Italians discovered America.
Living in
Air
America.
quote discovered. What better way to celebrate the bicentennial than to get it on with one of his ancestors? Eh?
Jesus. It always comes back to Rocky. Watch Creed already.
Oh, I've been out doing things outside.
I know. When you showed, I was sitting out in my new throne.
Yes, it was a nice hammock that you have out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lovely hammock.
It is legendary.
How is it legendary?
I don't know. Just it's nice to sit in.
I do
really.
love a good hammock. I have a portable hammock that I can set up in less than a minute.
I know.
anywhere.
I've seen you avoid work in it before.
Wouldn't you if you had a portable hammock? You could just I have two options. I can work or I can lounge in a hammock. Which would you choose?
But speaking,
You didn't. I like how you avoided my question. You have two options: work or lounge in a hammock. What do you choose?
I work so I can lounge in the hammock because I'm an American. Damn it!
There we go.
I work hard
love
for
it.
my relaxation.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
I work 6 days a week. Let me be.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to dig into your freedoms. I'm just saying you're gonna crap on my want to chill in a hammock.
You're talking about me sitting in a hammock. You're trying to steal my hammock sitting now?
No, I had a hammock long before you did.
Let's do the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Let's start off with some weird ones.
Oh yes, please.
So we didn't talk about it last week, mostly because I didn't have context last week. But there was a big Twitter, it's called a poo storm.
Ooh, a kerfuffle,
Yeah.
a ruffling of feathers.
So back in the day,
Before Twitter.
yes,
Okay.
2006-ish.
There may have been Twitter in 2006.
Did they start 2007?
Maybe I don't know.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Should I fact check the show?
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, there we go. Then I won't fact check the show.
But before the days of a Wonder Woman movie,
Oh yes.
there was a Wonder Woman movie in the works
Ah.
with Joss Whedon at the helm to write and direct. And that version was shelved. Reasons at the time were him saying kind of Warner Brothers wants to do speaking of America, Star Spangled Panties and all the get up, and I want to do more of an Amazon thing.
Okay.
He got his money, script was shelved, never to be heard from again. There was a teaser poster released at, I want to say San Diego or something, but beyond a very vague teaser poster, nothing was ever heard or seen from this movie. Last week, that script made its way to the internet.
Ooh.
It was poorly received. There was a lot of articles about how sexist this script was and how terrible this was. And to give it some context, I read it.
Yes.
116 pages. Upfront, bad script. But let's put a quick asterisk on that, give an addendum to it.
Yes. Yes.
There's no context to the script. We don't know what draft it was, how much studio notes were involved in that version of the script, or really anything. This was clearly not a final shooting script.
Ah.
So who the hell knows where this actually stands? To the best of my knowledge, there hasn't been a statement by Whedon regarding it.
I was going to ask, has he said anything?
I don't think so, but I mean, bad. Whatever draft this is, or whatever form it is a draft, and it is a bad draft. That's really all I can say about it. Okay, but the movie would have been terrible, or whatever the hell. But there are some points I want to hit on it, mostly the ones that people were kind of cherry picking, which is the reason I actually read the script, because I was reading a few things. I'm like, this feels out of context.
Okay.
So let's try and give some context. I'm not going to hit the entire thing, just in general.
Little synopsis.
Yeah,
just
in
bullet points.
So let's just say the movie itself was taking place in the modern day. Steve Trevor crash lands in Themyscira. Wonder Woman finds him, and then her mother is going to kill him. And she's like, no, you can't kill him. She's like, literally the first law of our land is if a man steps foot on here, he has to die. So the two of them...
Remind me not to go to Themyscira.
Yeah, the two of them fight to the death, and then they don't fight to the death, and then Wonder Woman goes off with Steve Trevor for literally no reason. It was really poor motivation on all fronts. Too much focus was on Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor is entirely unlikable and unfunny, and he's really jaded, but with no redeeming qualities.
Oh, okay.
He monologues too much, which people on the internet took as mansplaining. I'll get into a couple of those instances.
Okay, yes, please.
The first act is rushed, the second act is all over the place, and the third act focuses too much on trying to set up a sequel. Our point of view character is more Steve Trevor trying to see into Wonder Woman, which is a mistake, but at the end of the day, it's Wonder Woman discovering her power and rising up, and there are some very direct comic connections, like something we didn't see in this movie, the one that just came out so directly. We see her being bound and losing her powers, which is very like 1940s comic booky. And she overcomes that. She's like, I am an Amazon, and breaks the chains and all that stuff, which is a good moment. And there are a few good jokes in it. There's a few really terrible jokes in it, too. But let's hit kind of the bullet points that people were focusing on. And people who have no idea what a script looks like. I'd also like to note that. But Steve Trevor crashes, and one of the first things that people jumped on is the description of Diana Prince. And it describes what she looks like. And it's like, beautiful. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but just like saying she's like beautiful and sexy. The last descriptor was that she was barefoot, which is weird, I guess. No, but I think the word that people really jumped on is like curvaceous, and I see all these tweets like, they didn't mention once that she's like a smart, intelligent woman. Guess what? That's not how scripts work. There is it's been a few years since I took a screenwriting class. There's an entirely different sheet that describes the personality. On the script itself, you are looking at how it physically looks, so the director knows what to do, and everyone else involved in the production knows how to make this individual look. Wonder Woman is curvaceous. That's kind of how the character looks.
Okay.
Don't really know where to go there.
Are we getting an angry Zach rant? Is that what we're getting?
I don't think so. It's just out of context stuff and people who don't know how scripts work.
Okay. Fair.
Oh, and believe me, there are 2 points that I think are weird and never would have made it to the final draft. And if they did, it would have been a mistake.
Okay.
So let's at least preface it with that I can see some of the criticism of it. One of the next big points that people were jumping on is Steve Trevor. There's this really interesting action sequence, but I'm not going to go into it, where Wonder Woman has a building dropped on her, essentially.
I feel like we've seen this before, though.
It injures her like really badly, and then Steve Trevor is like helping her heal, and he's like literally,
let me heal you.
Well, it's like literally like I'm picking concrete out of your skin.
That hurts. I've had that done to me before.
I feel like you haven't, but let's move on.
Like little pebbles and shit when you fall off your bike. Yeah, that's happened to me.
Yeah, but he's literally like taking things out of her, and they're talking, and she's like, how do you feel? And he's just like, I think you're brash, and I think you jump in without thinking, and just touching you is driving me insane, and I just can't wait to see more of you naked.
Oh, right.
This is the out of context clip. And then he kind of stops, picks up like a butt cheek, and pulls out the lasso of truth from underneath him. He's like, you know what? You can't leave this lying around. I think that's not a bad joke.
I could see it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not awful. It's she asks him a question, and he just goes like way too deep into it. And there's this whole thing going on with like how he doesn't like to talk about his feelings.
Typical guy.
So just diving deep into it. I don't think it was a bad gag, but if you take it out of context, we're like, I can't wait to see more of you naked. Yeah, that looks bad.
That definitely is not a good look for Steve Trevor. Again, that's like, taking a quote out of context.
There's this weird vibe in it where it's modern, but he's also helping to like bring medical funds to a village that are in need. And she's like, but she's like, I need to help these people. I need to be a hero. And he goes, you're not a hero. A hero aren't people who announce that they're a hero. You're in here now and you're in our world. But at the end of the day, you have the option of going back to your literal paradise. You're not a hero. You're a fucking tourist.
Wow.
And people didn't like that.
Did he actually call her a f***ing tourist?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That is one that I locked into the brain. But I can kind of understand that argument.
You've made that argument before, too, like, in general. Like, people who are looking for a pat on the back don't deserve a pat on the back.
It's not an unvalid point. Like, if you're like, I'm here to help everyone, like, I am the answer, that doesn't necessarily make you the answer. And
I am the walrus.
Cuckoo Cachoo.
Damn straight.
And then the last 2, which I agree are stupid and messed up. There's an opening narration, which boo, opening narration. So let's also say that's bad. But they say like all of the gods are dead. And the reason all of the gods are dead is because they're not being worshipped anymore. And this definitely wasn't stolen from the idea of American gods. I've read the book, I haven't seen the series. But there are really only 2 Greek gods left. the god of wine and partying, and the god of war.
That's Dionysus and Ares.
Well, he goes by Bacchus. With
Bacchus, yes.
Well, that's the Roman renaming it. They actually bring that up. He's
Yeah.
like, the Romans renamed us. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
But I like Bacchus better than the other one, so just call me Bacchus.
Yes, because he was Dionysus as a Greek.
Yeah.
All over my Greek mythology.
But to find one of the only two living gods, Wonder Woman goes to a club that he runs, and she does like this whole sexy dance, and these guys are watching her. They're like, this is like Christmas. I'm like, this is a weird voyeuristic scene. This should be cut.
At Club Bacchus.
Yeah, like
Club Olympus.
get rid of the weird voyeurism scene of watching her dance all sexy. That definitely should have gone. It was weird and voyeuristic.
Well, good thing it got shelved.
Yeah. And then the movie ends. It sets up a sequel way too hard. That was way too much of a focus of the script. But then Wonder Woman pulls Steve Trevor in and gives him like this big passionate kiss. It's this like flip on like the man pulling the woman in.
Okay.
And he's like, how did you learn to kiss like that if you were on an island with all women? And she's like, oh, the stories I could tell you. And he just goes, oh, they can't be as good as they are in my head. And she's like, oh yeah, they're better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Not as subtle as it was in Wonder Woman, the actual movie that we got.
We didn't even talk about that in our review because it was such a subtle thing, but in the Wonder Woman movie that just came out, they're definitely having lesbian sex,
Oh, yeah.
and they're not like overt about it.
And they're saying we definitely don't need men to have a good time.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we learned a long time ago that men were necessary for reproduction, but not for pleasure.
Yes.
But in this, it was a lot more lesbian sex sure is fun and sexy, and that's like how the movie ends. Not a good note to go out on.
No.
That was bad. I agree, that is not good, but
That's not how you want to leave your movie.
no. But there was this big uproar, and I just wanted to give context since I sat down and read the script.
Oh. So, bad script.
Bad script. There were some good gags in it, there were some good ideas in it, but as like a front to back, whatever version, I have no idea what version of this is too, so that also takes away, like, I try to give myself context, but I don't know how far into the writing process this was, what kind of studio notes came back to change things.
Well,
if
at
this
what, 116 pages, that's still a little thin for a 2-hour movie.
It's not that shy, but yeah. Because, I mean, when you're dealing in the world of scripts, the general rule is 1 page, 1 minute.
Yes.
So, I don't know. It wasn't good, but I also don't know what stage it was in, what was put out online.
It'll be interesting to see if there's any more fallout and what comes of this, but...
I mean, people were like, oh no, he's doing Batgirl. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes. This is also 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a draft, and it's not a good draft. That's really all I have to say. I mean,
how many
said
of you
other
written a
things.
good paper on the first try that you passed in and got a grade on? Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, maybe the movie would have been terrible. How the hell do I know? But I can tell you the status of the draft was bad. Some of the stuff that people were saying was taken out of context, and some of it was also definitely straight up sexist. So take it as you will.
As a bad draft of a movie that never got made.
Yeah. I wish I could get money for writing bad drafts.
You do write articles for internet websites.
I do, and I get
There
paid.
you go.
But not like bad draft money.
That's a good point.
I don't get bad draft money by a long shot.
Bad draft money is pretty good money.
That's good money. A lot of
That's
people live off bad draft money.
Good money.
The Batman,
Yes.
upcoming movie. Matt Reeves said that it's going to be a noir-driven detective version of Batman, which I would love. We have never really seen the detective side of Batman in the movies. Give me Detective Batman. That is Batman.
You want him digging into things. You want him to be the world's greatest detective.
I want him to
again.
be Sherlocking left, right, and center.
Up and down.
Yeah, those are also other directions. But I think that's exciting, if that's a real thing.
Diagonals.
We could do that too, I suppose.
Excellent.
Spider-Man Homecoming had its premiere, and reviews are in, and they say it's pretty fine.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not like rocking your world, but you know what? Good, enjoyable time.
I did see one of the TV spots that said it's the greatest Spider-Man ever.
Which, I mean,
That's high praise.
a few of them are pretty bad, so it's fine, I guess.
No, it looks like it's going to be fun, and it's good to hear that the reviews are solid for it. Nobody's really kind of crapping on it.
Yeah, there
so,
hasn't been much in the way of bad reviews. It's like, it's pretty good. Pretty fine.
yeah, typical Marvel fare.
Sometimes I forget about, I mean, as much as I love all this stuff, I watched Get Out last week.
I saw that you tweeted about it being
That
amazing.
rocked my world. I haven't had a movie that like felt that fresh since I watched Mad Max.
Did it scare you?
No, it's not a scary like boo. The trailers I think missold it a little bit. Because it's not a boo movie. No, it's more thriller, and I'm not going to get into it, but then it gets like deep sci-fi in the last act. I'm like, took a turn. But it's not a bad turn.
Did it
Damn,
give
that
you
was
like
good.
tingly on the back? Like Aliens, like the movie Aliens? Not like a scary, it's a thriller. It kind of gets the hair on the
it
back of your
was-
neck to stand up.
There were a lot of setups where like your heart rate is up the entire time. Like,
But it's not like jump scares. It's kind of like
no, nothing like that.
Like The Cell. You ever remember The Cell with Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn?
Did not see that.
Oh,
Can't speak on that one.
Fallen with Denzel Washington and John Goodman.
It's just good. It's really good. I love the hell out of it. I want to watch it again to see if I can. It's not like an M. Night Shyamalan twist,
Yeah.
but there's certainly a twist that happens.
So it's a good mind effing.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
Your mind was effed.
No, my mind was like rejuvenated because it's so fun to watch. Because I'm so used to watching like the same stuff over and over, and it's so fun watching something that's just different and fresh. It just jazzes me up when I see that kind of thing.
Put you in a good mood.
Yeah, it also ended on a really funny joke.
Oh, okay.
that probably helped because like things have been so down and dour forever, and it ends on a great joke.
Good to know.
Oh man, I loved it. That was so good. But moving on with the news, not going back to a movie that came out a few months ago that I was too cheap to see in theaters. Redbox that one.
On our patented review system. Redbox it because you can't see it in theaters anymore.
I would prefer to see it in theaters if I could.
The surround sound, the big screen.
Yeah, it would have been good. Redheaded stepchild of the X-Men, Alpha Flight, will have a reference in Deadpool 2.
Don't start the Alpha Flight fight again.
Canada's Z-Men.
Hey, it was Canada Day not recently.
It was this week, yeah.
Yeah. But that's not the 4th of July, baby. Woo!
But there's a photo released of a cab that has an airline called Alpha Flight that was seen on the Deadpool 2 set. So, that's as close as you're ever going to get to Alpha Flight. I say this as we move deep into Marvel Cosmic, but
He's talking to you.
yeah, so Alpha Flight getting as much of a reference as they're going to get.
All the unnecessary Alpha Flight hate.
The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel will begin, and this is in quotes, minutes after Avengers 4.
Say that again?
The Spider-Man Homecoming sequel
Is
will
going to start
begin, like
minutes?
the story is going to begin minutes after Avengers 4.
Okay.
So we'll see.
We're getting Avengers 3.
We're not even up to Avengers 3 yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Marvel's moving into a new phase.
Well, they're moving to what, phase 3 or phase 4? Phase 3.
They're wrapping up phase 3.
And they're going to start phase 4.
Yeah. And I guess the last bit of news, we saw our first Inhumans trailer.
Yes. For, it's going to be
ABC.
ABC and IMAX.
Yeah, the first two are going to be on IMAX screens, although the whole thing was shot in IMAX cameras. Was it? I don't remember. 10 episodes, 12 episodes, something like that? I don't remember.
Something
now.
like that. Standard series run.
Well, now standard, but yeah. I liked it. I don't have it. I didn't do like a breakdown of it, but
No, it looked entertaining.
I got excited about it. What we have in there is, I mean, we had the Inhumans on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they were all like either made up characters or no name characters. What we have here is like the classic Stan Lee, Jack Kirby Inhumans. We got Black Bolt, Medusa, Crystal, Karnak, Triton, Gorgon, and the villain Maximus being played by the worst person on Game of Thrones, which is a really high bar. If you're the worst person in Game of Thrones,
You're pretty good.
or pretty bad.
You're pretty good at being bad.
Yeah. And he's playing Maximus, and it's that classic Inhumans lineup. We didn't get to see a lot of Triton, who definitely has the most prosthetics on. He's a dude who swims underwater. It's a thing. But they even show them like up at the moon and all this other stuff. And we see Lockjaw. We see a teleporting dog with a tuning fork in his head.
Good for him.
That's pretty awesome.
It's good to have. It's a good pet.
Like, I legitimately smiled the first time I saw the trailer. I'm like, they got Lockjaw, and it looks good and it looks right. The only thing that I didn't like about the trailer is we have Black Bolt as the main character, and his whole thing is that
He can't talk.
Yeah. And I don't think they played it very well if you didn't know that. He gets hit, and he goes like, ugh. And we see that ugh blows a cop car down the street. But I feel like if you didn't know that that's his power set, then that's kind of
Maybe it'll get explained.
Hard to
It'll get
see.
expositioned early.
yeah. I just thought it was a bad note to go out on the trailer without explaining it better within the context of this 2-minute trailer.
Well, I picked it up pretty easily when he's like, "Is our king gonna, is he gonna be quieter than our king? Are you gonna speak and destroy me?" And then when I pieced it together. I didn't know that before I saw the trailer.
Yeah, that felt a little weird. I wish Black Bolt was a little bit closer to his costume. Most of them look, with the exception of Black Bolt, look dead on.
Wasn't there a picture that you'd shown me a few months ago?
It was boring as all hell.
Yes.
He doesn't have his costume.
Which was a direct, like, they were trying to recreate or that was Runaways.
Yeah, Runaways was the one where they were recreating the comic, the first graphic novel.
Yes.
The Inhumans one was just boring. They were just, like, standing in a line. Like, look! Like,
I
cool.
see.
People in a line. What do they do?
I can go to the supermarket for that.
There weren't a ton of special effects in the trailer. Like, I'm really curious to see Medusa's hair, or Crystal's elemental powers, or even Black Bolt doing something other than going, ugh,
and destroying things.
yeah, but overall, that looked pretty good. I'm excited about it.
And that's coming out in September, so you got a ways to wait.
It's okay. I have Spider-Man before that,
That's true.
and then Thor right after that,
That's also true. And then Star Wars.
and Justice League, and
There's a lot coming up.
it really is. There's a lot going on. Oh, before you leave, we got to buy Spider-Man tickets.
Oh, we probably should do that, yes.
Yeah, it's out this week.
Ooh, yeah. I'm trying to think of when I could do it, though. That's the problem.
Oh, we'll talk about that off air.
Probably can't do it till Monday of next week.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll sit down with some movie ticket options.
Where are we at?
But from there, the news is done. We're moving on to America, baby.
Yeah!
Captain America.
The Captain America.
And
That we really...
I guess it's an Editor
Yeah.
Comics review. That's what we'll put it under.
It's a thing.
All right.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
Although Marvel is not the first one to grace the silver screen with the character, they are the second. And the second time out was Captain America. Captain America came out in the 1940s. There would not be another attempt at anything on the big screen until Howard the Duck, which we've already talked about.
That had duck boobies in it.
Yes, it did. But Captain America is a film serial. What is a film serial, you say? Well, a film serial was designed so people would come to the movies literally every week, and you would see a new chapter of a thing. You would
Like Flash Gordon,
Batman.
Batman.
Batman had a couple.
It was what the
Adventure
ground
serials, what Indiana Jones is based on,
and
essentially.
Star Wars.
Also, yeah.
Those were the groundwork for those Saturday morning B serials.
Yeah, essentially, like, to get mostly kids to come back every week, they'd always end on a cliffhanger.
Like
because
RKO Pictures, Columbia Pictures.
You gotta find out how that cliffhanger ends. Like, is Captain America gonna live? Spoilers, he does, but...
Well, he was getting run over by a tractor in the last one we
Look,
saw.
we haven't watched all of it. We've watched a seventh of it.
Yes.
Maybe if we do the show for another 14 years, we'll get it out. Let's not.
What, not do the show or
For
watch
14
more?
years.
That's a long time. You never know. We could become really popular at this.
Numbers are going up.
Exactly.
We're
Yeah,
not doing
we're
bad.
doing well. Yeah.
Let's bring in the money, baby.
Make it rain.
So, oh, sorry.
So let's talk about the serial concept just a little bit. Like you said, it was really big. Kids would go to the theater on Saturday. It was like the original Saturday morning cartoon, only it was live action.
We watched the first two Captain America serials. There were 14 in total. In these, comparatively, were 25 minutes and 15 minutes. So you just go to the theater every week to try and see the next chapter of this thing. They would also never re-air. Serials, at least some of the more popular character ones, have been released on DVD. Like, I've seen all of the Batman ones, which, spoiler, complete garbage.
Okay, thank you.
Like, unwatchable. Which can't be said for the Captain America ones.
No, the Captain America one was quite entertaining.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yes.
I've never seen these before, and I'm like, all right, we're going to have some good fodder. I'm like, you know what? Not terrible. I
Actually,
kind of
we came away with some good fodder, though.
Well, except for, that one thing.
Yes.
There is one thing
Which
that
is
is
like
fodder.
the central plot point of the two episodes we saw.
Yeah, that one is,
It's hard to get by.
the language used is weird for these days. But to give you some context, if you just describe what it is, you would think this is going to be just unwatchable crap.
Well, even during the opening titles, I was like, this is going to be unwatchable crap.
But we have Captain America, and this is loosely based on Captain America, and oh so loosely.
Yes.
Because, you know, World War II vet Steve Rogers.
Yeah, he's Captain America.
Get out of here, Steve Rogers.
Oh, no, Steve Rogers here.
This is District Attorney Grant Gardner
Mm.
with his famed weapon, his mighty shield.
Nope, he's got a revolver, actually.
You know what? Yeah, that works just as well a gun.
He's got a damn gun.
You know, he's really a good shot, except when he's shooting doors. He's bad at shooting doors, but good at shooting
Well,
people.
that wasn't his gun when he shot the door. It was one of the henchmen.
Oh,
gun.
my mistake.
Yeah. We also learned that he keeps the first cartridge blank as a warning shot.
Captain America in these, he kills about 10 people. From what we've seen of the two serials we've seen.
Easily 10 people die at his hand. In a
About
variety of ways. I think he throws 2 people out of a building.
10. I love that.
He shoots another. Actually, shoots like 2 or 3 of them.
So, I'm not going to look up the actor's name. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
The actor that played Captain America, he's 1940s fit.
As you described it.
A man who will eat a steak with a cigar every night and then have a whiskey and maybe some cheese.
Well, you said he has a steak and egg with milk for dinner every night and then washes it down with a whiskey and cigar.
I'm making up different ingredients. But yeah.
Well, no, they're the same ingredients, just in a different order.
He's not in bad shape.
No, but Captain America does have a little punch. Yeah.
Captain America is his clothes are a little too tight. The Captain America suit is silly as all hell. It's felt and leather. And what I like about it is they're like, you know what? The wings on the helmet are too much, but everything else is fine. And then he looks even better when he's wearing a suit jacket. It's all it's pursed a little bit. Like the jackets are too small for him. So you get those weird gaps in between buttons. And this individual who played Captain America died shortly after filming.
In the country club of the golf course.
Yeah, he did 18 holes and then died from a massive heart attack like 2 weeks after filming ended.
As our showrunner researched, it was because of the strain of filming Captain America.
In all fairness, there's a lot of action scenes.
Yes, in which he gets his ass kicked.
You know what? He kicks a lot of, like, we don't even know if he has superpowers.
Yeah, his superpower is to kill somebody when he's losing the fight.
With a gun.
Yeah, or throw him out a window.
We know nothing about him, other than he's a DA that abuses his office.
Yeah, in which everyone in the community in which he is the DA for is a frigging idiot. They're like, oh, we hope Captain America shows up. Like, you know anything about Captain America? No, but I have a feeling he'll be on the case. Oh, wow, Captain America showed up. What do we know about Captain America? Well, he operates out of the DA's office. Anyone seen Grant Gardner recently? No, but thank God Captain America's here. Am I wrong?
No,
that's pretty accurate.
It's kind of
right
nothing.
there.
But in general, there aren't stories here.
Well, it is a big story. It's a whole arcing story that we only saw the first part of.
But I mean, these are a little bit hard to describe, like in terms of, let's review what happens, because 3/4 of it is fighting.
Here, let me break it down for you, okay? There's an evil guy with a monocle, and you know he's evil because he has a monocle. Boom. Figured that part out.
Yeah, that's in the opening credits. He's like, let me take out my monocle.
3 people die in the first 5 minutes, not even the first, 2 minutes of this. A guy drives his car off a cliff, another guy jumps out of a window, and a third guy shoots himself.
Oh.
All in the first 45 seconds.
Because of that well-known Captain America villainous organization, the Scarab.
The Scarab. With the Purple Death.
Side note, not a thing.
The Purple Death, also not a thing.
Also not a thing. Yeah, when this is based on Captain America, this is loosely based on Captain America. It is.
Like, in name only.
Barely. It's not even in name. There's a guy named Grant Gardner.
Well, no, the character Captain America, the name Captain America, which, by the way, can I just point out, it kind of annoyed me that the star was not, symmetrical on his outfit.
On the front of the back?
Both of them.
Okay. But that's no good. There's an organization called the Scarab, and the Scarab is trying to take out buildings, I guess.
Well, they're trying to, get the design for this super weapon, which is known as a dynamic vibrator.
Yeah.
It's really what it was called.
Ooh, this is tough.
I hear you're building a dynamic vibrator, and I want the plans for it.
Oh, this is a tough one on a family-friendly show.
There were so many jokes that we can't make on this show.
Oh, boy, the dynamic vibrator. The evil dynamic vibrator.
Which he has plans to build one that goes up to 1,000,000 volts.
Yep. And the dynamic vibrator is designed to raise a building because when you can't quite raise it, you got to get the dynamic vibrator.
Hey, there it is.
Oh,
That was a good one. Yay. Woo. It took up a whole room, this dynamic vibrator.
Thanks, elementary school education, for teaching me the use of the word raise.
Which ironically means to tear down. Figure that one out.
Yeah, but this is funnier that way. So the evil scientist working for Scarab.
I like also the phrase, where is, who is his assistant, his female secretary?
I don't remember.
Oh, he's like, where is she? We locked her in a safe and turned on the dynamic vibrator.
But what's really funny, so of all of these actors, I'm sure I haven't seen any of them, but the district attorney, Grant Gardner, secretary, I've seen her in a ton of early Three Stooges bits. Like, she was in, like, the early days, the first 5 years. She was
Shemp.
No, Shemp was later on. So that was just kind of funny. Like, she was in the early, like, golden days of Three Stooges. I'm like, I know her.
Yeah, I've seen her before.
Once, twice, or thrice.
Yes, with the dynamic vibrator.
Nope. Just now, with you.
But they were planning on making a super dynamic vibrator.
Yeah.
One to fit in the palm of your hand.
Oh, God.
I love how they're like, oh, if it wasn't for Captain America, that dynamic vibrator would have killed a lot more people. No, the building came down and landed on people.
Well, we've really jumped ahead. So, the evil scientists working for the Scarab are trying to get the dynamic vibrator up and running, and they put a demonstration forward, lock the original creators of it in when they find the schematics for the dynamic vibrator. And Captain America comes in. He's like, do you know the combination to the safe? He gets them out. He's like, get out of here before the dynamic vibrator brings the building down. And the entire building collapses. It's a model. Side note. It's a small scale model.
I love how they redid, like, at the beginning of the second episode, they kind of rehashed the first one, and they used the same shot of him throwing the man out the window.
Yeah, he did kill a lot of people.
This DA can do whatever he wants. He rules with an iron fist.
But what I love is they show the dynamic vibrator taking out an entire building, and everything collapses. And then the second episode opens up to like, thank God Captain America got everyone out. First of all, Captain America got 3 people out.
Yes.
This was an entire massive building.
It would have been much more impressive if they shut the damn thing down.
Hundreds of people died. He also killed a few people, and 3 people definitely escaped, and they were like, thank God Captain America saved everything. Didn't.
No, he really didn't.
He saved a small percentage, definitely. So, I mean, I appreciate that small percentage that would have died without his help, but
still, the building,
parts
of the building
died.
fell down and landed on the street.
A lot of people died.
There's no way that people weren't killed.
A few hundred, at least.
At least.
Yeah, this was a big building that collapsed.
It was a dynamic collapse.
So after the vibrator just demolishes this building, Captain America emerges as our hero.
The professor who was operating the dynamic vibrator was put into hiding because he had plans for another device that could generate a bolt of lightning that could destroy concrete and whatever.
Oh, we should mention the secretary. So in the first episode,
yes,
they capture her and tie her up. I'm like, all right, a little bit sexist there.
Yeah.
But maybe this won't continue. This weird, like, kind of subtext in there. And then the second episode that we watched, they mind control her. They're like, you will obey my every command. She's like, I will obey your every command. I'm like, all right. Now we've created a trend.
Yes, we have.
It's no longer just hey, is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, they capture this scientist and they stick him in a barn. They show like they're beating him up, trying to get the information out of him. And then he's tied to a chair.
The solution is to just tip the chair over.
Gently.
Yeah.
They gently lower this old man to the ground to ensure that he isn't hurt, in filming, and it looks really bad on film. They're like, tell us the information! Gently lower him to the ground.
Tell us about this dynamic vibrator.
It's like, never! And then they roll a tractor at him, but to demonstrate that this is tractor means business,
they throw shit in front of it.
Just so it gets crushed.
Yeah. This is like a chair, a cabinet, a wardrobe. This isn't a barn. Like, what kind of barn is this that they have all these things? A keg.
If I had my head lying on the ground and you had a tire coming at my head, I wouldn't need a demonstration to know that, like, you know what? Few 1,000 pounds coming at you, baby. Gonna crush you like a coconut. I would just know.
Coconut? That's the best you can come with. A grape. Squish you like a grape.
Whatever. Captain America shows up at the last minute to kill a few more people because that's what Captain America does with his mighty gun.
How uncoordinated was he when he swung from that rope and like he fell and then took them out? The henchmen.
You know, Captain America is action-oriented. Say what you will.
And he's a doer.
I might watch the rest of this now.
He's a shower, not a teller.
But as Captain America is going to rescue the scientist who created the dynamic vibrator, he collapses in front of the runaway tractor. And
That's where we leave it.
we assume he's dead.
Yes.
We don't actually know.
You know what I want to do? This is probably this is bad judgment. I'm going to Google Captain America dynamic vibrator.
I wouldn't. It sounds like a bad call.
Here we go. Captain America dynamic vibrator. Oh, it just brings up the Captain America cereal.
All right.
Yeah.
Good job for the first time, the internet.
Yeah. Oh, here's a...
Oh, yeah, the color poster.
That looks... he has no wings on his hat.
Well, he does in the poster. It's a bad
Dick Purcell
poster.
is the guy's name, by the way.
And he died at the age of 35.
With Lorna Gray and Lionel Atwill. There you go. Is that not just... That's terrible.
Yeah, this costume is felt.
Anyway, it was entertaining for certain.
It's really not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not clamoring to watch the rest of it, but it certainly was entertaining and exciting.
I'm actually not against watching the rest of it. All right, moving on to letters to the editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What's that say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always dead.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
This is a timely one. It was sent a couple months ago, but it's timely now.
Okay.
Do you want to read it?
Oh, sure, I'd love to read it. Dear editors, do you think any of the Defenders will get a nod in Spider-Man Homecoming? Because they're all based in New York. Thank you. Letter writer?
It doesn't say letter or thank you.
Oh, no, I'm saying thank you to the letter writer. I am saying thank you.
Perhaps. There's been a pretty big disconnect so far with the Netflix shows and the movies. And the Russo brothers have been pretty tight-lipped about if any of the TV actors are going to actually show up in this last movie. Or, I guess, Avengers 3, not the last movie, but you know what I mean. I want them to.
I'm going to say no, though, because I mean, there's enough going on in this movie, I feel.
Go big. Just go balls to the wall. I want everything. Well, I guess we're talking about Avengers now. Is it going to show up in Spider-Man? I don't know.
No, it's going to be too much. It's going to be a lot of character building. I mean, remember, we're rebooting.
My guess is no.
We're rebooting Spider-Man. This is a new Spider-Man.
But do I think there's going to be a reference to any of the Defenders? Probably not. Will they show up in Infinity War? Why not? Just go.
That would be fun. I could
just go balls to the wall on that. Make it big and insane and stupid. And even, like, spoiler alert, not really, because I'm talking about a comic that came out in the 90s, in a scene that I'm not convinced is actually going to happen, but will definitely happen.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos is going to get the Infinity Gauntlet. And when he gets that, he is courting Lady Death, who is his bae.
Hey, lady.
And what's going to happen, and this is also, spoiler a second time, going to be undone clearly. Thanos gets all the Infinity Gems in the Infinity Gauntlet, and it's the smallest, quietest thing, and this might be where we see the Defenders show up, even if it's just for like half a tick. Thanos gets everything, and he just goes, and half the universe dies.
Oh, that sucks. Hope I'm in that half of the universe.
Yeah, and it's definitely not undone. Side note, it's undone.
Okay.
But I feel like if we're going to see the Defenders, it might just be in that snap that he does when half the universe dies.
And they are part of the half that dies?
Yeah.
It sucks to be them.
Isn't that a cool, like, just visual thing? Like,
Yeah, just like,
it's not big.
goodbye.
It's not this massive, like, I'm going to blow everything up. It's just...
And I can mess you up that easy.
And literally has, like, we're going to see a lot of Avengers die in this next movie. I'm assuming that snap is, it's too good of a story point not to have.
Yeah.
Sorry if that ruins it, I guess.
Well, it's still a ways out, so.
You know, that happened 20 years ago. It's not my fault.
Yeah. Get with the times.
Do I have to give spoiler alerts for decades?
No, not really.
Sorry if I've ruined a thing.
Yeah,
I don't. Well, the thing is, I also, have no idea if that's going to happen. It just seems like a good plot point too.
Anyway, So cool
So
things.
no on Spider-Man. Yes on Infinity Wars, where I think they're gonna die with a good old
Snap.
yeah.
All right.
I don't know if they're gonna actually make it to space, but I think they're gonna die.
Oh, I hope they make it to space.
And then I think they're gonna come back shortly thereafter.
Oh, I hope they do.
Not Daredevil. No. And the rest.
Daredevil wouldn't see it coming. See what I did there?
I'm gonna high five you.
Oh, come on. America.
I know that. That's why we did Captain America.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of America, we like money. And if you want to help us out, check out our Patreon. Come on, that was a good segue for the Patreon.
Well, I mean, the reality is, I wanted to dig the bottom of the barrel of like Captain America. This wasn't bad.
No,
Kind of enjoyed it.
it worked out well.
Like we watched them, like fast paced, action packed. A lot of people get thrown out of windows
Just
on a regular basis, and also a lot of
Typical-
people are shot.
typical serial from that time.
I've watched the Batman ones. Those are bad.
I could totally see kids dressing up as Captain America and playing out these scenes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It was Americana, baby. I loved it.
Again, you know what? If I'm gonna give you like what superhero serial to watch, not Batman. Batman's bad. Captain America good.
Perhaps you could call it Bad Man.
No, that's a Pete Holmes thing.
Yes, I know it is. A is for Alfred.
He's so funny. Pete Holmes is a great comedian. Maybe before Shazam comes out, we'll watch the Shazam serial.
All right.
But that's a ways out. But until then, if you want to
I'm
find
the world's greatest detective. Harvey. Scary Face is back.
If you want to find the show, it can be found over on editorsnotecomics.com, on Facebook, Instagram, which is back, baby, and Twitter. If you want to support the show and get us a day early, you can go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month will get you this show a day early. Plus my other show, which this month was a slightly less popular show, the Buffy Back issue, been a whole week early.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw that show. Screw those people.
Yeah, those people on that show. You know, the female co-host is likable. The male host on that show, total tool bag.
I don't disagree.
There you go.
And of course, on iTunes, rate, review, subscribe.
I haven't gone on to read our latest reviews.
I don't even know what the last one was.
Oh. I went back and read the original reviews a while ago, and the sump pump ending was really...
You know what?
That's some show lore right there.
I dug a ditch. Help the sump pump.
Yeah, we don't really hear the sump pump anymore.
It still happens from time to time, but
Yes.
it's certainly decreased.
Yeah.
And, of course, the show's over on YouTube, Stitcher, Blueberry, wherever the hell I put the show. I don't even remember. Other podcasting platforms. And you are on the Twitter.
At Junior Rich. Oh, by the way, you can go to the store, 210 Water Street in Hollowell. It will not be open on Independence Day, the day that the show is coming out.
Yeah, but, you know.
Go in and buy some America. There's nothing more American than a good old comic book.
No.
You can't disagree with that, can you?
One of the only two original American art forms. Jazz and comics, baby. And who cares about jazz? Not me. Ha ha!
Wow, you're just a really insensitive, culturally void prick.
Screw the jazz.
Okay, screw the
Comics,
jazz.
baby.
Yeah, America. You're going to go light off some firecrackers.
We're not doing that on the 4th.
What?
We're not going to light things off.
No, we're going to watch people light things off.
We're going to light up a grill.
Yeah, we're going to light up a grill. We're going to
We're going to grill a pizza, play a dart, play a can jam.
dart, cam jam. What else? We're going to go and watch some fireworks.
We've kind of summarized what we're going to do that evening.
Yeah, there we go. I should find some some shorts that have some stars and some stripes on them. I'd wear it.
I could wear my America tank top.
You could wear your America tank top.
That doesn't fit that well anymore.
Although I really don't.
It's all nipple now.
Oh wow. Ugh. Although I do kind of have like a fundamental disagreement with wearing like stars and stripes as shorts. Like it's the flag. It's not like clothing for the bottom half of your body.
Well, you know what? It's an appropriate, I guess, disagreement you have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about Old Glory. I'm gonna run around. Maybe I'll get an American flag tattooed on my body. Actually, I'm not gonna do that.
You don't have a tattoo.
I don't have a tattoo. No, you're right. I thought about getting a tattoo.
I remember you had a MySpace quiz that said you had a tattoo.
Did I really?
Yeah, that's going back a ways. Because I was
Yeah.
thinking in my head, I'm like, does he? This quiz says he does.
I don't recall saying that I had a tattoo.
Side note, you lied.
It was MySpace. How many people were honest on their MySpace? Was your top 8 really your top 8?
This is coming from the guy who called me on the phone because I didn't write on your Facebook wall on your birthday.
Yeah, that's a dick move, man.
I don't write anything on anyone's Facebook wall. You're like, you didn't say happy birthday.
Yeah,
Like,
in general, you could have called, you could have texted, you could have...
No, you said on my Facebook wall. You were specific. And I was like, yeah?
Chances are I was drunk.
That's fair then, I guess. We'll be back next week to talk about Spider-Man Homecoming.
We're going to go get Star Spangled Hammered now.
As we've been told on Original.
I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go outside. I'm going to summon an eagle from upon high, and I'm going to go America.
As long as I don't have to hit it with my car. We'll be back.
America!
Heck yeah.